Welcome back to this week's episode of Embrace Your Uniqueness, and today I'm going to talk about why I quit Whole Foods Market. I am not working for Amazon's version of Whole Foods anymore.
It's like nobody wants to work for me anymore. I don't know why.
Ellie's with me to talk about quitting social media, taking back the power, embracing your uniqueness, and let's stop working and slaving away for billionaires out there.
We have to become brave enough to challenge ourselves. We have to become bold when sharing our special story. We all have something special inside. Are we willing and able to make the stand and say, yes, this is the life that's worth fighting for?
I want to thank you so much for tuning into this channel. I want to thank you for all your support. And by liking and supporting and subscribing to this channel, you are helping me spread the word of embracing your uniqueness, helping each other for that self-love, self-understanding, that self-acceptance, and that growth-minded mindset that we need to go forward and move and chase our big dreams and goals. And I love helping people along the way. I truly do love all your support and all the comments. I really enjoy all the feedback, so thank you so much for taking that time. It really means a lot to me. And this week's video, I wanted to go into why I decided to leave my job with Whole Foods Market and also continue on my thoughts about quitting social media and just, relieving you from that stress of always feeling like you have to be connected into this social media online world and these billionaires that are using people. And it's just like that profits over people mentality that is absolutely destroying us on so many levels. And I'm just so against it. I know that there's so much value in finding your special talent and your special gift. So I'm so glad that you were able to talk about this. I really was excited to finish up my career with Whole Foods. I knew as soon as Amazon took over, I started to see the changes, and I just knew that this company was not for me. I mean, Amazon is just notoriously a bad company to work for. I mean, you see it all over the news. Jeff Bezos does not care about his employees, and there's no one that can convince me differently. I have seen and witnessed and felt just like the machines he loves to put you into. He talks of, he's reportedly saying things about how he believes that humans are innately lazy.
Oh, so you're saying you're one of them dumb bosses?
And that he doesn't like employees to be in his companies for long periods of times because he feels that they become less productive over time. So he does not value growth within companies. He wants you to in at $15 an hour, and he wants you out as soon as you find something different because he does not care. He will fire you. And even though he's not directly the quote-unquote CEO of the Amazon anymore, he stepped down, he's still in the driving seat over the value and the culture that he puts on both Amazon and Whole Foods. And I know we all can agree that there is a trickle-down effect. I'm not sure if you've been in a Whole Foods lately, but it is pretty blatantly obvious that that company is sliding away from the values it once held as an amazing place to shop, an amazing place where you can come in and confidently buy the best of the best and local and support good causes. But it is, you go in, you rarely see a local sign anymore. You rarely see top of the line products anymore. I've seen company shifts, and I'm just like, how are we selling this anymore? And where's the quality control? Where's the accountability? Instead, they just said, if you don't like it, return it. You get your money back, no questions asked. And every employee is clueless, and every Whole Foods is understaffed now. You have so many people just walking around doing the Prime shopping, and it's cluttered, it's hectic, it's like a warehouse that's open to the public. It was so grinding, and I knew that my place I'm done. And I value having that opinion. I think your opinion matters. You don't have to feel trapped. And it took me a long time to shift out of Whole Foods. So I recognize how hard it is to get out of your career. And so I started looking in June for a new job. And I just slowly went at it, keeping my head down, going to work. But, during that time, I started reimagining my resume. I started talking to people, networking. and just kind of like speaking out what I was looking for, and knowing that if I just kept at it and kept my, kept going towards like a new job, something would come my way, and it did. And, and it all still comes back to that personal development, and it really does come into your relationship with yourself, that self-understanding, that self-love, that self-acceptance, and that growth-minded mindset. That's the stuff that will push you forward and still validate yourself. If you're not happy where you're at, you can make changes, you can be disciplined, and you can find ways to work towards that next step. And we should not feel locked into a job or a career. I mean, more often now, you are encouraged to look for new careers, new paths. The days of that I worked for one company for 40 years, they give you a gold watch, a nice retirement plan, are over. These companies are not supporting you that way anymore. The billionaires are losing touch with the workers. The separation from the people at the 1% versus everyone else is so different. And it's amazing to me that more companies aren't unionizing. I know Whole Foods has flirted with that. Amazon obviously has flirted with that. But these big corporations, these big billionaires, they put a lot of money into busting up union talks, and they put the fear of God into the employees, that if you rock that boat, you will be out, you will be silenced, and you will make your life way worse even having that thought. Whereas unions are have ups and downs, and I'm not going to sit here and push them one way or the other, but they do have the workers in mind. They put them forward. They give you a voice. I mean, unions have created our weekends, our paid holidays, the 9-to-5 work schedule. They help develop the middle class here in America. So there is value to it. It's something to be thought of, that why aren't we holding company CEOs accountable? Why are the modern tech companies of the world having such a better relationship with their employees? Why is there a difference in America of some employers being so good to their employees and some employers having such a bad relationship and such a bad rep of being just a horrible place to work for? And that definitely is Amazon. Jeff Bezos is one of those billionaires, like your Elon Musk and your Mark Zuckerbergs, that they're in it to win it for themselves. And I, like in the other times I've talked about quitting social media, and more power to you. This is a capitalistic society. We do not have a ceiling, but we also don't have a floor in America. And that's what I'm talking about salary, income. There you can make nothing, but you can make everything here in America. And it's like there's no safety nets on both sides. And I feel like there should be some kind of relationship to like reality of like, we can't just let billionaires take what they have, rig the system, and keep on going. And we should also be wary of the amount of people that we're letting slip through the cracks. And just, here and around the world, the number one goal should be help supporting each other and giving everyone that fighting chance to be the best version of themselves. And I'm not, shouting from the rooftops about handouts, and I'm not shouting from the rooftops about, corporate control and government step in and government overreach. So I don't want to go there. I think that the world is over politicized right now anyway, and I don't want to get into that on this channel. But a little bit of reality here, people. Come on, we can do better for sure. And I'd like to know about people who are watching this channel. I know, what are your feelings about your social media and these, and your relationship to Amazon? I mean, we created these billionaires. Like, we're giving them our money. Billionaires don't just like grow on trees, they just have millions and millions of people giving them their money, and we are feeding them, and we are making them, we're creating them. And I think that this is a time where we can be more accountable. Amazon is extremely, extremely convenient. I get it. You know what I mean? And like, they have their hands in a lot of pockets, and they own a lot of different things. But like Facebook and Instagram, they know how to dig themselves very deep into the ground, and they're so deep rooted into the system and the network and the fabric of the government. They know how to dig their claws in deep. But the one thing they can never do is if we take control and we're more aware of how we are as consumers and how we are as people and where we can put our value. You cannot just live in a world that takes profits over people, because ultimately the people have the power. you and I have the power of where we spend our dollar. And we have to understand here in America, especially, bigger than the vote once a year, once every 4 years, once every 2 years. Bigger than that vote is voting with your dollars, your money. You can decide what you want. You can decide what you put value into, what you put stock into, what you want from the companies that you support. And remember that, like, your dollar is their gold. You know, they are just like, oh my God, how can I take and grab more of people's money? And they will take as much as you're willing to give. So be concerned, maybe, I don't know, or just be wary of how many times you order from Amazon, how many times you're spending your Netflix subscription, or, how much money are you paying into like the Facebook machine and the Instagram machine. And it's not always dollars with them, more it's just time and effort and just being a part of it and just allowing yourself to be sucked into that that world of social media and just like consuming into their ads and like, what are we doing? And I think that you can see your life differently once you start analyzing exactly how much you are contributing to these billionaire monsters that are out there. And you're not monsters because they're bad people. I'm sure if you sat down with them, they'd wine and dine you, make you feel great. And it's really exciting to see their lives. They're like celebrity/CEOs. But in the core of it, they're just like you and I. There's humans that just caught fire and saw one thing and went after it and went after it and went after it. So I don't think that they're inherently bad. I think that what needs to happen is they need to be roped in and reminded that, we're here on earth to be a part of something, not to take over and to just destroy and be so selfish. And I think that single-minded selfishness has taken over in a lot of this greedy mentality. And the world is a greedy place. So it's not like you're just going to, wrap up greedy, put it in a box and send it away, and then the world is forever giving. I think that there is going to be a balance in this world. So what I'm doing with this channel, and by supporting this channel, what we're saying into the world is that there is value in self-development. Because if you put the focus on yourself, if you put the focus on your relationship with yourself and how you view what you want, and putting more importance on who you are and where you want to go and just what you want to be a part of, you will slowly build from within to outward. And you'll notice that you become more a part of your family and your friends, and you'll become more a part of your neighborhood and your community and your city. And you see how that is way more powerful than just jumping in this like grand global consumer market where you just get lost in the mix and you just find yourself in this like comparative, jealous mindset, and you feel so small, and it's so destructive. And we're watching, especially the youth gets, they're just consumed by all this madness of social media, and it's slowly starting to become ugly to me. And I don't know if you agree with that or not, but I think social media is just becoming ugly. And I think eventually it'll be this laughable stain like slap bracelets, like in Pogs, and like, random little things. Like, it's just going to be another fad. It's just going to be one thing we live through because it has an arc. All this stuff has an arc, It's exciting technology. It's amazing to be, quote unquote, connected to all these people at once and to be able to communicate. But there's no true depth, and there's no true value, and there's no true lasting power. And the billionaires and the CEOs of these tech companies know that. And that is why they're so aggressively going for your attention, going for your money, and taking it full throttle, because they know they need to get, because it's eventually going to stop. They're pulling too much water out of the well, and there's not enough to support it for the long term. So they're just going for the throat and going for it. Eventually, the government will step in. Yes, they know that. Because there is a lot of dangerous actions coming from Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and Jeff Bezos. And that's just the top three on my mind. I'm sure there's tons of billionaires out there that are doing just as bad things. But those are the three that seem to also want to celebritize their billionaires. status, their billionaire status. And I definitely think once you want to celebritize yourself too and glamorize your life and be all over the news and be all over the big print and be that quote unquote status alpha male, once you want to take on that, then you better be ready for the criticism, because especially people like me are coming at it. And I'm coming for you because I want people to know that that's just nonsense, and it doesn't have to be the focus of our life. We don't have to care what zillion-dollar boat Jeff Bezos is riding around on right before he launches his dumbass into space. Like, no one cares. What we care about is on the ground, what was happening on this earth, how we can be the best version of ourselves, how we can be a part of our community, how we can be a part of our neighborhoods, and how we can be the role models for the next generations who's going to inherit this beautiful planet, and how we can continue to grow and be the best version of ourselves. So thank you so much for tuning in. This was a little bit of a short ramble. I'm just really pumped up about my new job, my new excitement, and I'm really excited about this channel and all the feedback I'm getting. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in a week.